Hey, it's Debbie Potts, and I wanted to share with you a little information on why you probably could benefit from a metabolism test quarterly to help build your future you blueprint, along with functional blood chemistry panel that you get from your doctor and your insurance is once a year. But what about doing it quarterly as well? Because if we're trying to improve the future you, we want to know what's going on and get those red flags before they become a problem. So if we become health optimizers as we age, we are looking at collecting clues and getting insights of what is going on under the hood so we can be fit and healthy from the inside out at a cellular level. And I'm on a mission to help you learn what you can do today to be your best self in the future. So if you are a high performing individual who is on a mission to live their best life, their second half of their life, as my own mission, after you turn 50, hopefully you're starting to go, what's my end of my life going to look like? What am I doing today so I can be enjoying life when I retire? How am I investing in myself, not just my financial investment for retirement, but what can you do now to invest, put deposits in that health account? Metabolism testing. You can look on PNOΗ website, PNOE, to find someone that does testing near you. DEXA has a new directory. And then there's Fitnicity that has another directory. I'm on all three of them. And I'm in Solana Beach, North San Diego, where I do my testing. And I want you to understand the why behind everything. Why should we know what's going on at a cellular level? How does a resting metabolic test help us? As well as an exercise test, an active metabolism test, or you can call it the VO2 max test. If we do that every quarter, why, how, when, what goes on with that? So let's go over that. Most people train, eat, and supplement based on assumptions. But what about your metabolism? I say all the time, testing and not guessing. As an FDN practitioner, I'm also a nutritional therapy practitioner and a long time personal trainer and coach since college. So it's been a long time. And I love to get data to know what should I do. I look at genetics for myself, blood work, other tests as a Dutch hormone panel, or a GI test, it's a stool test, understanding what I need to do today to create my future you blueprint. So here's what I suggest for you. The data changes, and so we want to get updated. What should I do now is going to change in a month or 3 months. So why testing is my non-negotiable, as you might know if you followed me a long time, I previously was a competitive endurance athlete. I did Boston Marathon many times. I qualified for Ironman Hawaii 5 times. I did 15 different Ironmans. I don't know how many marathons, half marathons. On paper, I was the healthy one. But behind the scenes, I didn't know. My metabolism might have been tanking. My thyroid was not converting. My mitochondria were getting sluggish. My vagus nerve was stuck in sympathetic overdrive. And my fat burning made me start to get shut down. Even with everything I knew, my operating system was not functioning at optimal level. And this started in 2013, and I wrote a book called Life is Not a Race, It is a Journey. But along the way, since I quit doing Ironmans and endurance racing, I had other setbacks. I had a stressful business that I shut down in 2018. And then we had 2020, as you know, we had a shift in our whole world. I moved from Seattle to North San Diego and restarted my career. And that was exciting, but stressful at the same time. Before that, I had some setbacks with two really bad experiences with clients, friends, and traumatic emotional stress adds up. So I know how important it is for myself to keep checking in. How am I doing internally? Do the lifestyle work, do the exercise, do the nutrition but is that really working? So I started doing metabolism testing with New Leaf back in 2005. And about 4 years ago, I purchased PNOΗ, metabolic testing that's portable. And I suggested clients testing every 90 days, the resting RMR, but for sure your active metabolism testing, because that's shifting as we get progress. So testing is telling us what fuel source is your body preferring? Are you recovering from your workouts? Why can you stay the same body composition, or do you need to increase the lean body mass? What should you do differently as you age based on where you are today? How are your breathing mechanics? Are they sabotaging your metabolism? And how is chronic stress shifting you, as it was for me, out of fat oxidation and into the survival mode I've been talking about on my podcast? So for me, data changes everything. And for my clients, it changes everything as well. Resting metabolism really gives you some information, a lot more than just how many calories should I eat a day. It's not just calories in, calories out. I'm looking at a different perspective. Your RMR reveals your true baseline metabolic rate, whether your metabolism is suppressed or is it optimized, carbs versus fat, utilization at rest, and your breathing, ventilation, carbon dioxide tolerance, oxygen efficiency, and your nervous system. We have a chest strap we put on. We're measuring, are you in fight or flight when you're laying here resting, or are you in parasympathetic? So how strong is your vagus nerve? And mitochondria, are they using oxygen efficiently while you're resting? And is your metabolism aging too fast? So doing your RMR testing is a really good metabolic blueprint and a starting point to create that FutureYou Blueprint. Now, the exercise test. The active metabolism test, people also know it as a VO2 max test, an exercise metabolism, or active metabolic rate. This is revealing a lot more than your VO2 max, and it doesn't have to be intimidating because we can just find your peak fat max. So an active metabolism test is really showing many things, including your real fat max zone, what most people guess wrong. I was just working out Saturday, we went for a bike ride, and every time I see bike groups pass by, they're huffing and puffing. I was going up a hill, actually beat the guy, he caught up with me on the flat, but he was dying with his bike group he's in, huffing and puffing, thinking that's way too high of heart rate unless you're doing recovery intervals, then back up. But he was just going nonstop trying to keep up with this group. Wrong zone for a long ride, and understanding what is your zone 2, peak fat max is the bottom of zone 2, top of zone 1. So we can identify what that is today. And looking at your zone 2, but also your 5 different training zones, when you cross into more carb, sugar burning zone, the top of zone 2, the bottom of zone 3. What also we're looking at is your breath analysis. As we have a mask on, we're measuring oxygen and carbon dioxide out, but we can see how your breathing works at different intensities. Also, when your body hits metabolic stress threshold, how do you perform at higher intensities? And looking at, again, fuel source, your breathing and heart rate, intensity, and all this information we get. So from that, we can help get your exact heart rate zones, your interval intensities, your recovery strategies, and looking at your personal needs for fueling based on your goal and writing out a workout program for more fat burning, or do you need more performance goals? Looking at with your resting metabolic rate, do you need AMPK or do we need more mTOR, or how do we get that in balance? So we create a personalized training plan that matches your physiology. And without this, we are just training blind. So quarterly testing is a secret. Most people miss out that your metabolism shifts every 60 to 90 days based on stress, sleep, hormones, nutrition, mitochondria function, gut health, nervous system tone, your vagus nerve, detox capacity, and training load. Even changing from winter to summer can change your baseline. So Quarterly testing helps us catch metabolic suppression before weight gain happens, stress physiology before your thyroid is slowing down as a result, overtraining before burnout, mitochondria dysfunction before fatigue shows up, and us females, perimenopausal shifts before the symptoms really explode. So changes in your fuel preference during your training stalls. This is not extra, it's maintenance for your metabolism, just as your blood work I want you to get done quarterly, not annually, and create action plan. So we need to interpret the test results. Just getting a test without someone to interpret the data and analyze all the clues together. Look at what are you doing now? What's working, what's not working? Look at signs and symptoms you might have. It's kind of a waste. So I don't actually like just doing a test for someone and not explaining and looking at who they are, where they are in their journey. Because one of the biggest mistakes I see is people getting a metabolism test and getting zero personalized recommendations. Data without interpretation is just noise. And this is why my metabolism packages include nutritional therapy assessment, a 5-day food and mood log, functional blood chemistry analysis, reading analysis review, movement recovery analysis, personalized recommendations, a call, we review it all together, and looking at those results. So we're creating that FutureYou Blueprint phase 1 plan. And testing is powerful, but only when it's paired with the right coaching and action plan. So this is why testing quarterly, we can create that dynamic blueprint that evolves with you. So phase 1, we identify where you are, your RMR baseline, your active metabolism, so looking at your VO2 max or VO2 peak and your peak fat max. Looking at where is your nervous system right now, mitochondria efficiency, metabolic flexibility, and then we work on aligning and optimizing fueling, your exercise program, your nutrition, stress management, vagal tone protocols, as I like to use and keeping at my desk now, Pulsetto, and having this little electrolyte gel, place it on my neck where it goes. And then I'm using this in between work when I need to have a little reset and use the program on their app called Anxiety Program. It's 6 minutes, or the Stress Program that is 4 minutes. And that will be helping strengthen my vagus nerve. So ask me for a discount code to Pulsetto. I can remember to put it in the link below. But this is really powerful during the workday. So I'm keeping this right by my computer. So then we work towards adapting, advancing, course correcting. And then ideally, if you want to go a little deeper, we can go into my functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner packages and doing a GI map, a Dutch test, or organic acid, food sensitivities, all of that. So who should be testing regularly? You're in middle age, maybe you're struggling to lose weight or gain weight. You're feeling off despite eating healthy. What is even healthy? That's a big question. And training is going, but you're not improving. Understanding the why and your recovery sessions from your workouts. Are they taking longer? Do we need to adjust your workout schedule plan? So I think if you're feeling puffy, feeling heavy, sluggish, what I was feeling this past year, I identified a lot in the mitochondria me screen test. So I would suggest maybe digging a little deeper and looking at what's going on at a cellular level. So quarterly metabolism testing is non-negotiable. Remember, your body is changing in middle age and your metabolism is adapting. So our blueprint should as well. So for me, working as a metabolism testing analysis, you can come to North San Diego, or if you live here, that's great. You don't have to travel, but you can schedule tests with me. I do testing at Peak Performance Physical Therapy Clinic. Or if you're virtual, we can get your testing near you, and then I'll get the data and go through it with you and create that plan for your FutureYou Blueprint. So learn more, head to debbiepots.net or just shoot me an email, coachdebbiepots.net, or coachdebbiepots.icloud is my email. So remember, we're going to age, but how you age is what we're working on. How we are aging to improve that quality of life. So your future you starts today. So let me know if you have questions. And thank you for taking ownership of your future self today.